6. Hey, you're almost done testing. This is the exciting part too, because this is where most of you, when you started, you had, a question, like, was this month warmer than this month? Do women drink more coffee than men? That's your big question. You're finally going to be able to kind of get to test that at this point. Now, just like parts 4 and 5 here in part 6, you get to pick, do I want to do 1 or do I want to do 2? They're each worth 25 points, and again, it depends on where you're aiming. And just like all the other parts, you have the choice. Even if you did 2 in the other 2 parts, you can choose to only do 1 in this part. But you must do at least 1. There's videos for each one. And again, you want to think about what works for my data. What do I want to do? If you wanted to compare men and women, this 2 mean t-test, that's where you're going. As you look through down here, if you have, like cups of coffee, and do most people drink more than 2 cups of coffee a day? This is something you could test here. ANOVA, I have, 3 different years of temperatures, and I want to prove it's getting warmer. That might be something I can try to prove here. Correlation here, this is, I better have 2 linked data. For instance, I have the height and weight of bears, and I want to, see if they're positively correlated, which you'd think so. But, hey, I want to prove it here. Regression, I want to be able to predict how much a bear is going to weigh based on its length, things like that. Contingency tables, I want to prove, is one thing dependent on the other? Is age dependent on how many cups of coffee you did? Maybe I have 3 different age groups I've divided my, responses into, and I want to see if age is dependent on how many cups of coffee they drink. Something like that. So you've got lots of choices. You've got videos on each one, and you get to pick. Remember, you have to at least get 1 done, and again, it's not done until it's correct. So you have to redo until you get it right. So, you submit it. You might have to do some edits, and for the most part, in both this as like in part 5, you're going to probably have to do several edits to get it done. I get pretty nitpicky on that. I want all the pieces in, because the idea is when you're done with this, you're just going to be able to plop it straight in your presentation and be done.